Black Power. Here representing L Corps, but I'm gonna do a disclaimer first, because this represents my own sentiments and outlook, so don't accredit everything to L Corps. But this is an anti-Trump rally, but I'm just not anti-Trump. I really am anti-America. I represent my ancestors and that sacred blood and everything that was shed, and we just did not fight for integration and the giving up of our power and our rights to go for self-determination and what some people like to call sovereignty. The White House was built by slaves, which they began working on in 1792. It was built by slaves and free black men. And since the beginning or creation of the United States of America, the black family have not got any respite, any relief, or anything coming out of that house. Dealing with the first President George Washington all the way to the present time, we have not got anything. We have been purposely ostracized and pushed out of industries and society, and purposely at the bottom. Okay, up here in Minnesota, the poverty rate for whites is 8.8%, and for the wholly black family, it's 38%. And it's less than 400,000 black people up here in Minnesota statewide. But just dealing with politics and dealing with that White House, you see, when you deal with Trump and his supporters, over 20% of Trump supporters are anti the Emancipation Proclamation. So we dealing with millions of people. It's just not about Trump. It's just not about any one man getting inside that presidential seat, okay? Because it's about the zeitgeist, or the spirit of the time, and the spirit that is going over America and the globe, period. You see, so through the striking of the gavel or through the changing of a law, you cannot change the spirit of a person or that which is in their heart. You see, it's 2016 and the black family is still fighting for rights or things that we allegedly, supposedly already have. Okay, dealing with the Reconstruction period from 1866 to 1868, you had the 13th Amendment was passed, you had the 14th Amendment passed, you had the 15th Amendment passed, you had the Federal Reconstruction Act, but the 13th Amendment, that dealt with the so-called Emancipation Proclamation. The 14th Amendment deal with due rights and procedure, and the 15th Amendment deal with voting rights. You see what I'm saying? So all the way from 1866 to 1868, we didn't actually begin voting until 1965. And here it is today, we still fighting for the same rights and things that we supposed to have according to the law that our ancestors fought and bled for. One of the motivations behind this is the disrespect of this black queen right here in the audience at a Trump rally. Okay, so we take that and we compare it to the 1957 attempted integration of the Little Rock Central High School. It's the same imagery. It's the same thing. You see, so we dealing with the spirit. The spirit over America and the spirit that is in the hearts of these people. So it's bigger than Trump, because Trump speaks for the core white man, those who is afraid to speak up for themselves and say how they really feel. Trump represents the core of them, and it's millions that feel the same way as Trump. When President Barack Obama had got elected, you had what they call a secessionist movement. The same thing that happened during the civil rights era and the civil rights war. You had a secessionist movement where the states had put in paperwork to withdraw from the union. Okay, and so that's what it is. Nothing has changed. The spirit has not changed. The striking of a law or the gavel does not change the spirit in the hearts of men. So it's not just about Trump, but it's about white supremacy. It's about white supremacy that is institutionalized and systemic. Okay, and we are just, it appeared real late and deep in the game where it's never gonna go away. Just like when you pull up a blade of grass, when you pull up that grass, the root is gonna remain. or when you go to picking lint off your clothes, you'll never get all of the lint off. So the hate will never come from these white people's heart. It never will come from their heart, because it is all about white supremacy, family first, and nepotism. That's the name of the game, and that's what America is based on. I'm gonna leave revisiting the Dred Scott decision. The Dred Scott decision was March 6, 1857. But the Supreme Court Judge Richard B. Taney told Dred Scott, and this is the Supreme Court that gave this decision, told Dred Scott that the white man does not have any obligation, nor does the black man have any rights that the white man is obligated to respect. And that originally, when the Constitution was written, it was not written with the black man in mind, and denied him his freedom. And it's the same thing today. We still fighting for liberation. We still fighting for power. We still fighting for freedom. It's the same old fight. It's the same old fight. So with that, I'm gonna close. It's just not about Trump, but it's about white supremacy, period. And it's about the black man and the black woman loving themselves enough to believe in themselves, to go for self, and to change the game. We do not have to just follow the paradigm laid out of Democrat and Republicans and going for who it is they put before us. The only thing you're doing is voting for two of the lesser evils, okay? During the Lincoln period, prior to the Emancipation Proclamation, the Democratic Party was the party that was proponents of forced slavery, and the Republicans allegedly was allegedly against it. So we got to quit falling for the same tricks and doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. That is called insanity. So the only thing that they do is serve us, each party, Democrat or Republican, whatever it is, they serve us the same food but on a different platter and make it look to be a different way. But it's all the same. So as the people, we got to think big, we got to love ourselves, and we got to believe ourselves in the same way that these Democrats and Republicans and everybody else do it. We got to follow the same paradigm, and that is cultivating a leader and a president that's going to represent us and speak us. You see what I'm saying? So we have to rear and raise a leader from amongst ourselves that's going to speak for us. And these children and these people that go on to be president, they groom for it their whole life. They groom for it their whole life. So we got to groom our candidate his whole life to get ready to get into that White House and speak for us and really speak for us. So that's what it is that we must do. We could enter into a race as an independent. But with that, I'm going to close out. Think about black power. Think about coming together. And if you're going to vote as a people, we got to start voting in the block. Other than that, we ain't going to never have no power. It's all about unity.